Dear viewers, welcome to Tell It As It Is TV. We'll be bringing you ancient and modern true life stories with graphic images.
Please note that characters and some environs are fictional.
This story is true life and current. Your advice will be well appreciated by the owner of this story, who is in a troubling state. Now let's delve straight into it. The Hobbit Air of Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, buzzed with excitement as fresh NYSC corps members milled about in their khaki uniforms and with white t-shirts, bright-eyed and filled with the hope of new beginnings. Among the crowd was Tunde Ajayi, a tall, handsome Yoruba man from Ibadan, the capital city of Oyo State, with a sharp jawline and an easy smile that drew attention without trying. He stretched lazily in the parade ground, scanning the sea of faces. That's when he saw her, Chinoye Okeke, her dark eyes full of warmth, lips curved slightly in an absent-minded smile as she tried adjusting her jungle boots. There was a certain elegance about her, even in the stiff, unflattering uniform. Something stirred inside Tunde. He wasn't one to believe in love at first sight, but this felt like destiny pulling at him. "You look like those boots are winning the battle," Tunde said with a playful grin as he stepped closer. Chinoye looked up, her laughter spilling out effortlessly. "They are. These things weren't designed for human feet." Tunde crushed down to her, his hands brushing against hers briefly. A jolt shot through both of them, but neither pulled away. "I'm Tunde from Oyo town, but bred in Ibadan." "You?" "Chinoye, born and bred in Enugu." She smiled, her dimples deepening, and just like that, the connection was instant. Over the following weeks, they became inseparable. Every early morning drill, group task, and weekend hangout cement their bond. They balanced each other perfectly. Tunde's laid-back humor complemented Chinoye's thoughtful intelligence. Beneath the playful conversation was a growing affection neither could deny. By the time their service year ended, they knew this was more than just a camp romance. It was love, something worth nurturing, even beyond NYSC. After 3 blissful years of dating, Tunde decided it was time to take the next step. Chinoye was everything he wanted in a partner: intelligent, supportive, and beautiful. Though she was Igbo and he was Yoruba, he believed love could bridge the gap between their cultures. When they arrived at Tunde's family home in Ibadan, Chinoye could feel the weight of tradition in the air. His father, Baba Tunde, was a jovial man with a graying beard who welcomed her warmly, delighted by her grace and politeness. "Young woman, you're welcome," Baba Tunde said, beaming. "I've heard many good things about you. Any woman that makes my son this happy is already family." Chinoye's heart swelled with relief. Half the battle was won. But when Mama Tunde emerged from the kitchen, wiping her hands on a faded wrapper, the temperature in the room seemed to drop. Her sharp eyes scanned Chinoye from head to toe, her expression unreadable. She forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "You're welcome, my daughter," Tunde's mother said, with an air of politeness too cold to be sincere. Throughout the visit, Tunde's mother barely spoke. When she did, it was with stiff courtesy. Every warm glance from Tunde's father was met with an icy silence from his wife. Chinonye could feel the tension in the room like a tightening noose. Later that evening, as Tunde escorted her to the taxi, Chinonye forced a smile. "Your father is amazing, but your mom," she trailed off, unsure how to finish the sentence. Tunde sighed deeply. "Don't worry about her. She will come around. She just needs time." Chinonye nodded, though unease gnawed at her. Days turns into weeks, weeks turns into months, but Mama Tunde's stance didn't soften. Every attempt by Tunde to discuss Chinonye with his mother ended in evasion or dismissive silence. He couldn't understand it. His mother had never been openly hostile towards anyone before, especially not someone he loved. One day, as he sat with his mother in the living room, he decided to confront her directly. "Mother, why don't you like Chinonye?" he asked, frustration bleeding into his voice. Mama Tunde's lips tightened, but she kept her gaze fixed on the television. "Tunde, my son, there are things you do not understand. I know what is best for you." "What things, mother? You haven't even given her a chance." Mama Tunde turned slowly to face him, her expression unreadable. "Some people bring misfortune, my son. Chinonye is not the woman for you." Tunde's heart sank. He knew then that this wasn't just about tribal differences, but no matter how he pressed, his mother gave him nothing more. It was a stormy evening when Chinonye dropped the bombshell. Tunde had invited her over to his own place in Lagos, hoping to lift her spirits, but instead, she sat stiffly on the edge of the couch, her hands clasped in her lap. "Tunde, there's something I need to tell you," she began, her voice shaky but determined. He leaned closer, concern etched on his face. "What's wrong, Chinonye?" She took a deep breath. "I am a witch, Tunde. I've been in a coven since I was a teenager." Tunde's heart pounded in disbelief. "What are you talking about? You're joking, right?" "No," she whispered. "And it's worse than that." His breath caught in his throat. "Worse? What could be worse than being a witch?" Chinonye lowered her gaze. "Your mother is one of the grand matron in our coven. That is why she doesn't want me to marry you." Tunde shot up from the couch, anger bubbling to the surface. "Are you out of your mind? My mother? A witch?" He paced the living room, shaking his head. "This is ridiculous, Chinonye. You can't say things like that." "I knew you wouldn't believe me," she said quietly, "but I can prove it." "Prove what nonsense?" "Calm down, Tunde." She leaned forward, whispered a chant into his ear. Words strange and ancient, laced with eerie familiarity. "Say those words when you get to your parents' home, Tunde, then you will see." "See what?" "I won't say more than this. Just chant the words anytime or any day you decide to go to Ibadan." Chinonye stood up and left, leaving Tunde agape and confused. A storm of emotions swirling inside him, confusion, anger, disbelief. He couldn't wrap his mind around her words. His mother? A witch? It was absurd, and yet the certainty in Chinonye's eyes haunted him. He picked up his phone and recorded a chant his girlfriend has just whispered into his ears minutes before she left, so he wouldn't forget. As he drove back home that night, the strange chant kept replaying in his head. He had scoffed at it initially, dismissing it as nonsense, but something nagged at him, a need to prove Chinonye wrong, to reassure himself that this was all a terrible misunderstanding. He picked up his phone and plays the chants he recorded with his own voice as he drives all the way from Lagos to Ibadan. He didn't make a stop for food or snacks, neither drink nor water. He just needed to get to his parents' house to clear the web which his girlfriend has just put on his head about this nonsense of his mother being a witch.
The story has just begun. Do you think that Tunde's mother is really a witch? Or is Shenenye trying to play a fast one on his fiancée to cause animosity between mother and son, just because she wants to get married? Find out what happened next in part 2. Please subscribe to our channel. Give us your thoughts in the comments section. Like and share.